Follow me at Twitter at Superstar48198. It's all together as one. And if you want to send me emails for questions, send in with the subject line Bill's Take at Superstar48198 at gmail.com. And follow me on my channel on YouTube at Superstar Channel, or you can look up Superstar48198 on there as well. And this has been long overdue. I've been fielding some questions whether to answer or not. So here goes. This is one of the first ones from there, and I will be doing these in a series of videos, not answering all questions all on one shot. So here we go. Jake M. from Doha, Qatar, via Georgetown, Ontario, Canada, asked me, what's my take on Barack Obama's administration over the last 4 years? Well, Jake, first of all, thank you for writing me, man. Appreciate it. And got a few different opinions on the current president in office, because you can't really rate. This is a situation where you can't really rate the man and the presidency based on what was left on the table for him when he came into office. Let's look at it this way. First of all, the economy was in a shitter thanks to President Bush with his useless war in Iraq and war in Afghanistan. Now, before anybody gets pissed off at me, I wholeheartedly agree we should have gone into Afghanistan right then and there when we did in 01. Iraq, on the other hand, we should have left them alone, waited a while, because you got North Korea on one side that has the nuclear weapon technology, and have been working in strides, although failed so far, to get a rocket that could be able to reach beyond the Sea of Japan. Now, if they could do that, and they're desperate for money, and they could sell these little nuclear components in cases and shit like that to, like, let's say Iran, Hezbollah, Al Qaeda, and so forth, we are all in trouble. We should have shifted our focus from not going into Iraq right then and there, like let the North Koreans know, hey, we're watching you guys, and anything happening, you're going to be thinking twice, or the U.S. military is going to launch their might on you guys. And the economy, yeah, a few months there have been like maybe 100,000 people with new jobs. Well, you know what? That's not cutting it. What we need to do is as a country, in order to get jobs back in this country, we have to invest internally. Look at the roads. How often are you seeing your local roads being torn up and put new blacktop on? Every couple of years, right? Right. Bridges are at least 50, maybe 50 years old, and they're crumbling. And all they're doing is just patching them up. Where's that wonderful, guaranteed, coast to coast, north to south, east to west, free Wi-Fi network that's been talked about for years? I don't see it yet. What about alternative energies like solar power, hydropower, and wind power? I don't see too much of that. And I'm living here in Michigan. I'm nowhere near the east or west coast, so it's not benefiting me one damn bit. My point is, if the Obama administration wants to get jobs created in this country and get everybody that can work right away, You create the jobs in those sectors, in those industries that I've just mentioned. Infrastructure, energy, like creating those new electric solar panels and installing them in places. Get some of those wind turbines out there. Work on the Wi-Fi system. And for Christ's sakes, work on the roads. I'm tired of having outside of my fucking apartment, like I did last year, fucking 11 o'clock at night, the road commission digging and working on my road right outside my window and shit. And if we're going to keep doing that, why don't we get those people that are either unemployed and can't look for work on through Craigslist or anything, or walking the streets trying to pick up cheap money by getting free bottles from like the grocery store or from the hospital or whatever. Let's get them to work too. Because I look at it this way. We're also going to need doctors and nurses and people in the hospital. We're going to need chefs, dishwashers, and food prep cooks at restaurants as well. And we also need our young people to get up off their asses and start running around like a bunch of lunatics so we could rebuild the U.S. military to where it was years ago, instead of being so far down that we could possibly have a repeat of 9/11 again, God forbid, or much worse. Let's get these fat asses off their ass from watching SpongeBob eating fucking Hot Pockets and guzzling down pop like it's no tomorrow, and get them into shape. Whip their asses into shape. Got these little badass kids running around with their pants hanging off their asses, wearing $200 Dre's, headphones, Beats, but when you hear them talk, you can't even understand a motherfucking word they say. You know what? Get them the education they need. Instead of mommy spending her $250 from her child support just because she spread her legs open for 8 guys and can't even keep her mouth shut as well, should take in some of that money and put it towards tutoring, so I don't have to fucking pay for these mush mouths talking like out there. We bitch about we need jobs. Well, you know what? We gotta do something. Because outside of that, Obama, in my opinion, he's leading us to that final part that Bush has been doing since '01. That's been on the table for years. Turning this country into a dictatorship. I don't care if it's Obama or that, what's that dude, Romney. Everybody needs to take a look on Google. Research 2012 U.S. election candidates. Look for somebody else outside of the big two, because Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, NBC, nobody else is going to talk about nobody but the big two. We need to shake up this country. And having Obama in for 4 more years, well, guess what? Are you ready to have your wrist slit open and have a microchip put in, or your baby being born and having a microchip put in within 2 hours after they're born? I sure as fuck not. That's my take on Barry Obama. Thank you, Jake.